Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. If you just caught my Facebook Live, you'll know that I was completely sideways. So I'm just going to tape this again and upload it separately so that you get a feel for what I was trying to talk about today. And today it's about trouble in the bubble. It's all about vaccines, where we're headed with that, what's happening locally, what's happening for us to travel. And I'm just going to go through a few things with that, about that with you. My name's Narelle Maluish, and along with my beautiful family, Doug, Tash, Hayley, and our great team, which is currently with Gary, and we've had some wonderful team over the years, we've been here helping Port Stephens travellers for over 25 years. And in addition, I think these last 18 months has probably been the toughest that we've had. We really do appreciate you sticking around and being with us, and we're doing our absolute best to put your holidays together, keep them together, unravel them if that happens, and then putting them all back together again. Tasha's working on that today. So I'm just going to go through a few things, a few updates from my travel papers that you might not see on the television that relate to travel. So with regard to trouble in the bubble, if we're talking about the key bubble that we were working on, which was New Zealand, that has definitely burst for now. For Australians wanting to go to New Zealand, that really is off the cards until at least next year. We don't have a date with that, but then we don't really have a date with anything. It's all just a guide. So if you are coming from New Zealand or you're bringing people over, New Zealanders need to quarantine for 14 days. The challenge is when they get here and they do that and then they get to see you, what happens when they want to go back? So there's no set date for that and whether that is even possible. We're based in New South Wales, and New South Wales is basically closed for everywhere. We certainly can't leave because of the biosecurity details. Can't leave to go overseas, nor can we leave to travel to any other state at this point in time. Some of the other states between each other are a little more lenient, depending on where they are with their situation, but as you know, that comes and goes. So what I thought I'd do is give you a little bit about what some of the states are up to and just see what you think. So the one that came to me this week was no Jabby, no Tassie. That's right. The Tourism Council of Tasmania, the board has unanimously agreed that only vaccinated tourists should be allowed to enter quarantine free. Let me know what you think about that. Do you agree? Put a 1 if you think that that's a great idea. Maybe a number 2 if you don't, and give me a comment about that with what you think about that. Maybe you've been vaccinated. Maybe you have no intention of getting vaccinated. So how will that affect you? It's interesting times that we live in, and we're looking forward to that 80% when New South Wales can open up. And for those of us that are vaccinated, I'm vaccinated, all of my team is vaccinated. The older ones of us are double vaccinated. Tash went and had her first AstraZeneca shot this week, and Hayley's had her first AstraZeneca this week. So they'll soon be double vaccinated, and they're doing that because they want to be able to travel and get back out there and see the world again. WA, however, seems to be thinking that even at 80%, that they will be going for an elimination process, which could mean lockdowns and lockouts and quarantines if they have any cases flare up. So that's not very good news for our travellers. We've got a lot of bookings that we've had to cancel from this mid-year through to the next year to go to WA, to see the Kimberleys, Margaret River, Albany, the whale sharks. People really had great plans and they've been stopped from doing that. Yet the cruise line that has been doing that has been continuing right all the way throughout the pandemic. So that is a little bit of a challenge for us, and we're in the process of putting all those holidays in credit and rebooking them for next year. But we are hoping that when that happens next year, that people will be able to go. So I just wonder if you're booked to go to WA, and what you think about that. The interesting thing with that, because it has ramifications for other destinations, is that Bali could be out till 2028. So the Indonesian Institute President Ross Taylor has warned Australia, basically Western Australia, that its elimination policy may prevent the state's residents from travelling to Bali for up to 7 years. So we will just see. Let's just hope that, one, the vaccine works, and two, then that common sense prevails, and that the human thought of being able to control a virus when we've never been able to do it before is out, but we will be able to manage that in such a way that we can still travel. So that's a little bit about there. Looking forward to that. Just checking my notes. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Two other things. It's great news here that I checked yesterday, and it seems that about 70% of us in our local area are double vaccinated, have had the first vaccination, and 40% have been double vaccinated. I did check, and other LGAs in Sydney are a little bit higher than that. There's one that's up to 6, has more than that anyway. And over the next week, I expect that will happen. As I said before, the older ones in our team are double vaccinated, so I'm really keen to start to have some of these let out benefits, let's say, when they can get the numbers down. And a younger team is one vaccinated, and in 6 weeks they'll be double vaccinated. So fingers crossed things start to move there. The other thing is, most of the people that I know, probably to do with because of the age group, and certainly the age group here, have had AstraZeneca. And that caused, not a problem, but in AstraZeneca's, the name AstraZeneca is just a brand name, was okay for when travel happened to the UK and some other places, but it wasn't approved for the USA and for Europe. And that the vaccine was, but that particular brand wasn't, or the brand name. And that's the reason why they're rebranding the AstraZeneca virus to the name of, and I need to have a look at it because it's hard to say, Vaxzevria. So you'll find that if on your vaccination certificate that you'll have AstraZeneca, eventually that other name will be put on there, and slowly that will be changed and updated. And that just means it'll be much easier when the borders do open for you to be able to travel overseas. And because we're going to have passports, the other countries are going to want to make sure that their people are safe, and that we keep on top of this. But let's just look forward to a couple of years that we hope we get this under control, that they have some mechanism moving on, and we can get you back out there to see the world again. Thanks for joining me. Share this if you've found the information helpful, and I look forward to coming back to you in the next few days about what some of the airlines are up to with their schedules and what they're doing with regard to incentives. So you have a great day, and bye for now.